I'm sorry about him. He's Kel. If you knew him, that would make sense.
I don't want to know him.
Can I go ahead and meet David Alan Grier?
No.
But I want to meet David Alan Grier.
Read my lips. No.
How am I supposed to read your lips, huh? You don't have nothing written on it. I mean, how can somebody read your lips? Yeah, there's nothing written on it. Let go of the man's lips. Huh? Let go of the man's lips. What? Let go of his lips. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about this stuff. Actually, I'm not even with him, you know. Who are you, stranger?
Can I see your tickets, please?
Oh, we got oh, yeah. It's happening. You accidentally ripped up the tickets. That was accident. Let me get it for you. All right, and you dropped them? Actually, you know what, Kel? I don't think that was an accident, man.
That's right. Now take your annoying friend and get out.
We want to see the Julie Brown show. Yeah, I want to meet David Alan Grier. Hey, can we watch the show, Mr. Security Guy, please?
Eat it.
He just... Come on, man. Oh, man. Don't worry about it, man. I think we can find another way into that studio. Oh, yeah. You know, we could dress up as birds and then get into a helicopter, let the helicopter land on the roof. I was just thinking maybe we find the back door or something. Crazy, but it just might work.
Welcome back to Kenan Kel with Adam and Aaron. If you were my mama, you would have named me Adam.
And if you were Adam's mama, you would name me Aaron.
That works so much better for us than
it does. It does work better for us. Yes, yes, that does work better. We are here to talk about the promised continuation of Kenan and Kel Goes to Hollywood Part 1, which we would like to call Kenan and Kel Go to Hollywood Part 2.
The Season 4, Episode 9 of Kenan and Kel, everyone's favorite 90s Nickelodeon sitcom. We are at the very end of this program. There's only so many episodes. There's, including this one, we've got like 6-7 episodes left.
Well,
it's crazy.
We are nearing the end. I hope when this podcast ends, so does the pandemic. Because it started during, and might as well just ride it out for the duration.
Maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's like the curse. Maybe we owe the world. Like
we
have to rush these like next.
We need to record every episode.
What are you doing the rest of today and tomorrow? And
we need to get this over with. Like,
yeah.
Although, you know, we have to be proud of ourselves, Adam, because most pandemic podcasts did not last this long, but ours definitely did.
I would agree, yeah. We've got plans for what happens when we're done with our episodes, so...
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me once again on this wonderful journey, and let's go to Hollywood with Kenan and Kel.
Let's go to Hollywood. We're on stage. Kenan's wearing his hair in these, like, side ponytails again.
Yeah, these two little, like, kind of puffs.
I've never really been a fan of. Actually, I think there's 3. There might be one in the back, too.
He looks like was it Rey from Star Wars, but, like, sideways.
Yeah. He looks like an MCU villain.
Yeah.
just like those things turn into like energy balls and just like.
Yeah, you're gonna see some more of these unconventional hairstyles as from Kenan as the series progresses.
Yeah, and I'm not dissing the hairstyle. I just haven't seen it ever before. I just have never seen this except when he's worn it.
Yeah, so
I don't think there's a name for it, but maybe there is.
The Kenan triple threat.
Yes,
is what I'm calling it.
It's perfect. It's beautiful. Thank you, Kenan Thompson.
And Kel's also bringing stuff to the table. He cartwheels on the stage.
Oh yeah, he's in it for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. For everyone's benefits, and this is going to come to play later in the season. They wheel out a TV to catch everyone up on the last episode.
A nice little monitor, as Kenan calls it.
Yeah. He's like, "Come on, little monitor," like he's an animal.
Yeah, and it comes out, and they review last week's episode.
Yep. It's a very, very efficient, well, maybe not efficient. I feel like it's padding. But we see the whole episode.
It's about 2 minutes of a review of the 22-minute episode.
Which is tough because that one was already kind of slow.
Unnecessary. Right, a little unnecessary.
But we have to figure out what Chris is up to, what the Rockmores are doing, and what Kenan and Kel are at.
If you would like a review, you need to listen to the previous episode because we're not going to give you one. We're going to jump right into the middle of it.
If 2 minutes is too short for you, listen to our hour review from last week.
Yes. Please. Well, it was shorter than an hour.
Yeah, I think it was probably ended up being 50 minutes.
Anyways, we do our little review show, and we are now in Hollywood, and these two individuals need to find out what happens.
Kel has a theory where they become Hollywood movie stars and they lose all their money, and then they're cold in the streets, waddle around with some penguins. Can I have some money?
I did like that skit. That was pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good part. And then Kenan basically says, nope, come on, Eileen, the famous something, right? What is that?
Yeah, famous song.
Song, right? I thought so.
Yeah, Kel knows what he means, and he says, like, oh, here it goes.
And then
Part 2.
My favorite part, the curtain opens behind him, and Kel goes back instead of going off the stage.
It's a green screen effect. You can see that very clearly, but he's wearing the same outfit, and it looks like it's continuous. It looks like he runs off screen, and then you see him dance. He's dancing, then he's dancing, like, in the footage.
Right. Yeah, same outfit. So they're basically, and I think they also entered stage on the outfits that they ended last episode, right?
Yes.
Right. So their outfit for most of the time. There's a line outside of a building, and Kel is dancing and singing, I'm going to meet David Alan Grier.
Which we learned is going to be the guest star on the, what's her name? Downtown Julie Brown show.
There's no downtown in the Julie Brown show name.
They never say downtown in the show. It was very hard to find Julie Brown, honestly. I was looking up and because there's a comedian, a lady comedian from that same era who was just called Julie Brown. So everyone's I think they joked on that before in the past.
Just like Blue Apron.
Yes,
how hard it is to find a blue apron.
As I've lamented to you about your Christmas gift.
So anyways, Kel is just going kind of bananas in this scene. He's just kind of like just so excited to see David Alan Grier. After a full day, mind you, they got splashed at Splash Mountain or whatever it is in Jurassic Park. They got splashed by the ocean. They ran up the taxi toll to $268.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I would be very upset and cranky by the end of this day.
Oh yeah,
that's jam-packed. I think I don't know Hollywood super well, but if you draw a map of all these places and how long it takes to travel to them, it's like they spent like what 3 hours in Universal Studios,
at
like
least.
just in the middle of the afternoon, just a little bit of time.
At least. Yeah, no, the Lemma family would not be able to handle this trip.
No. This is a whole week of activities that they did in one moment.
Yeah. Somebody would have gotten into a fight. But Kenan and Kel are best friends, so maybe that's a little different.
Yeah, well, maybe this is why Kel is so manic right now.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, he hasn't gotten his afternoon nap.
No, he hasn't.
Right. So then they go up to this security guard who's kind of waiting in the front of the line, and he's keeping everybody from going inside. His name is Felton.
He's pretty great. He's one of the great extras in Hollywood.
He's another extra in the Kenan and Kel show in Hollywood.
Yes.
Has he done other things? Do we know?
I didn't look him up, to be honest. His name did strike me as Yolanda Snowball did.
Yeah, Snowball's a great last name.
But he's there and he's guarding things, and it's like, he's like, do you know who I'm going to meet? Is what Kel says to him. He's like, let me guess. David Alan Grier.
Right, because Kel's just been yelling it all nonstop. He's like, whoa, what are you, a psychic? How many fingers am I holding up?
3. He's psychic.
It's actually 4, Adam. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to get accurate with the numbers on the show. We haven't checked in with the numbers in a while.
Yeah, 4. He's holding 4 fingers.
All right, thank you.
So, anyways, Kenan's like, calm down. He's like, okay, can I go in and meet David Alan Grier? He says, no. But I want to meet David Alan Grier. It's just getting to the point, like, oh my God, David Alan.
Yeah. He's like, read my lips. No.
And then Kel does the most ridiculous thing he's ever done. He grabs this man's lips and tries to read them.
Yeah. At one point, just a moment ago, Kenan said, like, this is Kel. If you knew him, that would make sense. And he's like, I don't want to know him. So he's very against Kel right now.
If this ever happened and you grabbed another human's lips, doesn't matter who they are, they're going to punch you in the face.
Yeah. I think his reaction is totally warranted that he's about to have.
Oh my gosh, it's better than punching in the face because it's...
Yeah.
I don't know. less complicated. He asks for their tickets. He takes their tickets, and then he rips them up and throws them on the ground.
Yep. And Kel's like, you accidentally ripped up our tickets.
And Kenan's like piecing it together. I don't think that was an accident.
So then he's like, yeah, beat it, get out of here, and he gets kind of like shoos them away. And now Kel is beside himself.
Yeah, he's crying.
So Kenan's like, all right, I'll make you happy. We got to find some way to get in there.
Right. And then Kel says, I just watched Spider-Man Homecoming for the first time yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So, another MCU idea. Kel says, why don't we dress up like birds, but then go in a helicopter and then jump off onto the roof? Which is almost the same villain as Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, that's a real vulture move.
Yes.
Well, I love the part about that is that he says, like, yeah, we get in the helicopter, then we land the helicopter on the roof. At no point did they have to dress up like birds.
No. But they were in the sky, so it made sense.
Yeah, okay, right. And then Kenan's just like, I was thinking more like a back door. He's like, oh, okay, that works.
And they're like, okay. So now we have the plan, right? They're going to break in the back door, and they're going to go sneak in and see the show, right?
Yep. They snoop around.
That's all they're going to do. They're just going to go inside and watch the show.
Nothing bad's going to happen.
Right. And then my favorite, there's this brick wall prop, and they climb up over it. But there's this one clip where there's just a blue sky behind them. All you see is half the screen's the brick wall, and they climb over it. They could be in China right now. Like they could be anywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna make sure I screenshot this and send it to you so you can put it on Twitter. This is a great clip of Kenan Kel in Hollywood.
Yeah, Kenan Kel goes to Hollywood. It's just the picture of the wall.
Yeah. So let me pull this up. Anyways, well, do you want to describe what they're doing up on top of that wall, Adam?
They're trying to get to the other side. They spot a door. And that's what Kenan says, that's our ticket right there. And he's like, no. And Kel's like, no, our tickets were destroyed at the door. Don't you remember? So Kenan climbs down awkwardly. And then Kel falls down on top of Kenan after shouting, Kenan, catch me.
Yeah, and he just collapses on Kenan.
That was fun. Let's do it again. All that. Yeah, they could be it. This is a screenshot actually from the movie Good Burger.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
That's so funny.
That'll be up on the episode.
That's a great screenshot. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Well, it's funny because it's like they clearly filmed this outside of like the movie studio, and the room that they're about to go into, like that's behind the scenes, is clearly just an office room from like Nickelodeon Studios.
Right. But like as Kel's jumping over this brick thing, it's like moving. So it's definitely not real. It's a prop brick wall.
No.
It's blocking everything else that's behind them.
There's a sign on the door that says, guard dog on duty, beware.
Kel goes, oh, this guard dog can read? Must be a result of a super and secret intelligence operation in the government. Another Marvel plot.
Yeah, no.
Kind of.
Are you thinking that because they're in Hollywood, they're like just tapping into all these vibes of Hollywood plots?
I don't think so necessarily. I think that's just where my mind's at today. But come on, Rocket. That's basically what that is.
Yeah, I would agree. Kenan opens the door and the guard dog is right there. like literally like just standing right there.
It's a German Shepherd and it's just standing there and barking.
Yeah, barking like crazy.
Not chasing or attacking or anything. Just barking.
They close the door on it, and then Kenan's like, the guard dog. Then Kel says, really? And he opens the door and looks at it again, and it chases them.
And then they go, ah! And they run in the other direction.
Not a great bit, I gotta say. We're in Hollywood. Why are we dealing with this, spending so much time on this dog?
Why are we dealing with Bloodbath's cousin?
Yeah, gore bath.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. So there's just a German Shepherd barking at them. They climb up on this fire escape, and they're just like trying to figure out how to get away from this guard dog. Again, like they could have filmed this at like a junkyard in Chicago. Like they did not have to.
This could be any episode too. This didn't have to be them sneaking into like the Hollywood show.
Right. That's why it's like, oh, come on, guys.
A little wasted opportunity. Kel's like, give me your wallet.
Yeah. Meanwhile, cut to Amsterburg.
Oh yeah, they say like, I bet they're having a lot of fun in Amsterburg.
Right. Meanwhile, there's Roger with his black shoes on, white socks, and his pajamas on this broken orange bed that he's laying in. And they're just like, oh, this vacation couldn't be any worse.
Kyra says, I wish Kel was here, her one character trait.
Roger.
And then Roger says, oh, well, I suppose it could be worse.
Cheryl goes, we need some fresh air. Opens the window, it's a brick wall.
Yeah, a classic bit. And then there's a knock on the door.
And in walks an orange soda parade.
Yeah, 5 people, 2 chickens, a boombox, and a bunch of guys just ready to party.
And they're like, Kel invited us.
Yeah, he said we could stay here. We could all stay here.
And Adam, is that the last we see of the Rockmore family in this episode?
We see a photo in a bit,
okay,
but this is nearly the last we see of them, which is, I think it's funny that even though that Kel's not there, he's still like haunting Roger.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This one guy, maybe multiple people, but definitely one guy, the bald guy, he was on the plane.
Ah, okay, that's cool. I didn't see the face painted guy.
No, I think it was mostly different people, but they're just drinking orange soda and bothering the Rockmores.
Yeah, I do think it's funny that even though without Kel here, they're still like involved with orange soda activities,
and
they're like forced to go to this festival,
and they're involved with people who don't get the hint. Like, you can't just walk into somebody's like room. You would be like, "Hey, what's up? Can we still come?" And they'd be like, "No, get out of here."
Yeah, right. That's their hotel.
Just ridiculous. So, meanwhile, back on the fire escape, Cal is trying to dissuade the dog. So he throws a $5 bill at him. And then he's like, oh, that didn't work. Let me try 20. Throws a $20 bill, and Kenan's like freaking out because that's his money. And back in 1999, $25 was equivalent to...
$25 then is $42 now. So... what's funny is that inflation's gone up since we started this show.
That's funny. That's
so
not funny at all.
No, it's not funny, but all the numbers that we've discussed are like plus or minus a little. And
Right. Well, we'll have to go back and look at all of the times that we've done that calculation.
I'm just gonna reset all my metrics, just blank everything out.
Yep.
Yeah, Kel says, "You got a 50?" And King's just like, "Let's just see if one of these windows is open."
And then they open a window, and look, they got in. Kel closes the window before Kenan can get in. Oh, it's so funny. And then Kenan walks in through the window, and they're like, "Oh, we got in." Tries to tell Kel that he has to be quiet so that they don't get busted. Kel does not get the hint and runs away.
Just want to point out that I've filmed enough YouTube videos. I know that this is someone's office, and they're filming a very particular corner, like the 2 walls of it. Like, there's a little calendar in the back. I can't make it out, but I want to say that's like the Kenan Kel like filming schedules like on there or something.
And it wasn't bright enough, so they brought in a spotlight.
Yeah, the room wasn't well lit enough.
There's a tragic shadow behind Kenan.
Yeah, so they go inside. Actually, you know what? I think I might say this might be the worst shot piece of Kenan and Kel.
That little corner thing.
How often are we not on stage?
Right.
So it's the small room, badged lighting. Probably the worst looking shot of the whole show.
I would agree, unfortunately. I got another screenshot coming to you.
Oh, great. you know, there's like, we haven't mentioned it yet, but there's a lot of celebrities in this episode.
Oh, yeah, we're about to meet some.
and we're so obsessed with their, like, little, like, these little, adventures they're on. This is very good, though.
You like that screenshot? Yeah, so they go around and they're peering their head, like, they're behind this door. Yeah, around the corner, they're peering their head. And they see a kind of like a couple couches and some people hanging out on them. And one of them is none other than their old friend, Bill Bellamy.
Yes, Bill Bellamy. And Kenan...
Bill Bellamy!
Bill Bellamy! Well, I like it because, like, the last scene... which I couldn't have been filmed around this one. Because the continuity's off, because he says, "Kel, be quiet." And then immediately Kenan's like, "Bill! Bill Bellamy!" And, like, makes a huge, like, thing about it.
Right. Yeah, not the same logic, but they're like, "Oh my gosh." And he's like, "You two, what are you doing here?" He goes, "Oh no."
Yeah. Oh no, not you guys.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, Bill Bellamy, remember us? Remember when you came into Rigby's and we made you take a picture with everybody in our school? Remember?"
Yeah, and honestly, this is awesome.
This is pretty great. This is a great cameo.
Yeah, it's not just they didn't just go to Hollywood. They went to Hollywood and got back an old guest star.
Yeah, like that is pretty fantastic.
That's pretty awesome. That like my score went up by a point because of this.
Yeah, they did a great job with the casting and the coordinating, and so Bill Bellamy's talking to two other people when Kenan and Kel show up, and then he goes, "Hey, can you guys like give me some space?" And they go, "Oh, sure, Bill." So they get the other two people, they usher them out of the room, and then they leave, and they go, "See you later, Bill," or something like that.
Yeah. They remove his entourage, and they're like, "Yes, let's do lunch."
Yeah, and then Bill Bellamy lays on the couch like defeated. He goes, "Oh, there they go again." I'll send you that clip too. That'll be
Great. Honestly, I'm happy that we've made it to the part of the episode. I know we're like 3/4 of the way through the special, just about, but the fact that we're in Hollywood doing like behind the scenes things with them, this is great.
Right. I just sent you one. It's like when Omicron ruins your plans.
That is what that means, isn't it? Well, what's funny is that it's the sign behind him says the Julie Brown Show, and this is Bill Bellamy. No one in the year 2021, I think, would recognize both of them at the same time.
I think, Adam, I'm gonna commit myself to going back in time. And just making a bunch of memes from Kenan and Kel, because I said I was going to do it in the beginning of the show, and I never got around to it. So no time like the present.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. I can post this on our Twitter. That with a caption when Omicron ruins your plans.
But at least there's a Kenan and Kel podcast still.
So they go to the concession stand, or whatever it's called, the behind-the-scenes food table.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah. It's got a name. I don't remember it. Catering.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. At the catering table. And Kel loses his mind because there are tiny orange soda bottles.
Yeah, just normal bottles, but like the small handheld ones. Kel keeps opening them up, and he's pouring them out and like waterfalling them and licking them.
Yeah, he does the who loves orange soda thing with one of them like up to his lips, and most of it's leaving his mouth.
So he pours it out in front of him and does like a waterfall. I think that's because they had more filming to do that day, and they're like, Kel, you do not want to be drenched in orange soda for the next 4 hours.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Good idea. They didn't want to do the continuity of him changing or anything like that.
Right, exactly.
Very good observation. You've gotten like a good gold star. You've been learning so much throughout this whole show.
I'll submit this this on my resume when I apply to.
Yeah, just cut this part of the episode out.
When I apply to Nickelodeon as a Kenan and Kel consultant.
They love Kenan and Kel right now at Nickelodeon. Brian Robbins, he was like the executive producer for the show. He runs Nickelodeon now. He's like the president.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'll send him an
email. That's why people keep talking about them like rebooting it.
Hey, can I get a job? Just kidding.
Yeah.
If they reboot this show, our podcast isn't going anywhere.
No, you're right. We're gonna maybe that's what's gonna happen. The pandemic's gonna end, and they're gonna announce the Kenan and Kel reboots like in the same week.
I'm all for it.
Another great extra here, like the showrunner. Like I think like
great extra.
He's pretty awesome. He comes up to them. And I want to say this guy feels like he like works behind the scenes on Kenan and Kel or something like that.
Yeah, right.
And he comes over, he's like, what do you got? Are you guys supposed to be here?
Right. He's like, what are you doing? And then Kel goes, drinking orange soda. What are you guys doing? And then Kenan, thinks on his feet really quick.
Yeah.
He goes,
he's got a plan.
He's David Alan Grier's hairdresser, personal hairdresser. Yeah. That he dresses the hair.
And who are you?
He goes, I'm his hairdresser. which that's the best part of this special.
Yeah, and Kel's like, and yeah, I can tell you that cut is doing nothing for you.
And the guy's bald, and he looks like deflated.
Yeah, he's like, this isn't a cut. I'm bald. Is what he literally says.
Kenan and Kel look at each other, and Kel goes, "So you have to keep that?"
So they ask, "Where's David Alan Grier?" And he's like, "He's probably in the makeup room."
Right.
And that's where they go.
Yeah, and this guy is just like done for. He's like,
yeah,
kind of lost here.
It's a good philosophy that Kenan and Kel have sometimes, where they just pretend like you belong.
Right. Which, yes, fake it till you make it.
Sometimes that works.
Sometimes.
All right,
Not often, but sometimes.
Who is the boring, forgettable celebrity that's in the makeup room? Who's the person that no one's still talking about? That the outdated celebrity that no one has ever thought of since for 21 years in the makeup room.
You know that's not true, right?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's,
right.
that's the point.
She was in the news like a month ago.
It's Britney Spears. It's Britney.
Yeah, that's Britney Spears. Do you know who you are?
First off, so as you grow older, I think you start to understand celebrities a little bit more. At least I do. And look at me. I understand them. No, I'm just saying I understand celebrities more. So if I see somebody famous that I love, I am not going to fangirl over them and be like, oh my gosh, Harry Styles. No, I'm going to play it cool. I'm gonna be
You're not going to say, huge fan. I wrote you a lot of letters. Can you autograph my arm? Marry me. I'd make a great husband. and then faint. You wouldn't do that?
That is exactly what Kenan does. Marry me. I'd make a great husband. Faints. He loses his cool. What's really cool is that they actually met Britney Spears in this scene.
Yeah, right? They do. And she's there, and it's Britney in her prime.
Yep, and yeah. So, anyways, but no, you gotta play it cool. You gotta just be act like you belong. Oh hey, how are you doing?
I would agree. That's how I will be on every interview we ever have. I will never gush over any. When we finally talk to the guy that plays Chris Potter.
Oh, when we talk to Dan Frischman, I am gonna lose my cool.
Well, we mentioned recently Ken Forey was our 101 follower on Twitter.
That's it,
and which is insane.
It's perfect.
We can DM Ken. We can DM Kenan's dad.
Yes, and we will. When the time is right.
I think our plan is to finish the show first so that we get all the material under our belts.
I hope we never said anything too insulting.
I don't think so.
Because most fans of celebrities don't just talk about their intricacies and work they did 20 years ago, but that's what we do. So what does Kel do as Britney Spears' personal hairdresser? I mean, David Alan Grier's. I mean, what happens in this scene?
Kel says, don't worry, he always passes out when he meets Britney Spears. Which I guess is true, technically. But she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm a hairdresser. Yes. She looks perfectly fine. That's what she says. She's like, yeah, no, I think I'm fine. I don't really need anything, just a little hairspray.
And Kel goes, I'm sorry. I'm the hairdresser.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to make you look like a teenage singing superstar.
And it's like, she is.
Yeah, that's what she says. She's like, I kind of already am. And puts a towel over her face.
Right. He puts a towel over her face and then proceeds to just cut random chunks off of her hair, which is definitely hers. And
I start spraying it green.
Yep. And then Kenan wakes up, realizes what Kel's doing.
He says, what are you doing? And Kel says, I'm giving her green highlights.
She goes, did you say green?
Yeah, and Kenan covers in his classic way. He didn't say green highlights. He said it's better to live the good life. All right, bye. I'll write to you. And he runs away. And that's it. And then
they stand outside, and they're just kind of trying to figure out what to do next. They're like, okay. And then I think we all kind of are just like, wait a second, what's happening in this episode?
Let's get out of here before she realizes what you did. But she takes off the towel and sees her hair and gives what I'm going to call a teenage singing superstar scream.
A shriek. Ah! Not really like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre shriek, but
yeah, and they run away,
and they're hiding, right? But they're going down the hallway, and they go. Kenan goes, Kel, you see anybody behind us?
Kel does this crazy spin,
and then he falls and knocks over a plant.
And they see on the door, one of the doors, it says David Alan Grier.
Right.
We didn't talk about this last episode, but David Alan Grier. Have you recognized David Alan Grier from anything?
No.
Yeah, another one of those celebrities that was really big in the 90s, but Jumanji is kind of my main point when I recognize David Alan Grier from.
But not Robin Williams Jumanji, right?
Yep, that Robin Williams Jumanji.
Oh.
He was the police officer in that film.
What year is Robin Williams Jumanji?
1995 was that Jumanji.
Oh, okay.
But I am a fan of modern Jumanji too. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, the there's two. There's the Dwayne The Rock's in it, and they made a sequel because it did so well. It's good stuff.
Right. Yeah. I do want to say David Alan Grier is still very prevalent. He's still making stuff all the time.
I want to say not like 5 years ago I saw some kind of movie that came out that that was like they were like touting like we got David Alan Grier.
Yeah. No, he's still big. He's in Clifford the Big Red Dog, that movie that just came out.
No, they just keep crossing paths. Everyone's in Clifford. Everyone involved with Kenan Kel has been in Clifford.
Well, like who else?
On the animated program, Kel voiced T-Bone. And in this new movie, like Kenan plays like the doctor character who's in like, or the vet character who's in a couple scenes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So.
Oh, amazing.
It's really funny that keeps happening.
So, anyways, after they go down this hallway and Kel falls, we cut to Bill Bellamy kind of having this little like meeting powwow with the security guards and the guy from backstage who we see is very short.
Yes.
He's a short guy, but hey, yeah, it's okay, man. I'm short too. Basically, they're like, we got to find these guys. They're up to no good.
Bill Bellamy says, "I've dealt with these guys before. It's only gonna get worse."
He's right.
And so they send out Felton to like patrol the place.
Felton and somebody else.
Yes, this second security man.
Right. They see David Alan Grier on the door, and Kel goes, "Wow, somebody named this door David Alan Grier."
It's just come on, this is a dressing room. And they go inside of it. I like this scene because this feels like it's an actual set. I feel like this is filmed in front of a live studio audience again.
Yeah, right.
I like the rest of the episode.
The rest of the episode feels kind of just a lot's happening, but this is like we got a camera that pans side to side that's like stationary for the most part, right? Like we got like real Kenan and Kel stuff, and so that kind of frees up their ability to do what they do, which is just make a mess. Well, that's what Kel does.
Yep. The first thing he does is he like hops onto the table, like the coffee table where the telephone is, and like steps on it because says, "Oh look, it's David Alan Grier's couch."
Right, David Alan Grier's pillows. David Alan Grier's trash can. Meanwhile, Kenan is just following him around, putting everything back in its place.
Yeah. David Alan Grier's TV. I wonder if it works like a regular TV.
Turns it on. And what do we got on the TV, Adam?
We see Julie Brown has just finished up her like talk show monologue in the beginning.
Also, how awesome is this TV?
It's pretty cool.
Oh my God, it's so great.
Yeah. And she's like kind of touting what they got on the show coming on. How they have a performance by Britney Spears, as she pronounces it.
Oh, Britney Spears. And they also have David Alan Grier showing up and Bill Bellamy.
And the last thing that Kel checks out is David Alan Grier's clothes. And he starts like putting on like his suit. Kenan's reminded that Chris and his mother are big Julie Brown show fans.
And when he says mother, he puts her in quotes.
Yeah, which is very funny.
Chris and mother.
like even in this show, Kenan's like, there's a conspiracy here. He says mother a lot, but I don't think it's his mother.
Right. And we haven't gone back to Chris since last episode, right? But we go back, and it's scary.
He is manic on the video game machine.
It looks like final paper.
Finals week?
Yeah, finals week Chris, right?
Yeah.
Except he's playing a video game in his store.
He is so obsessed with this video game that there are 3 customers in the store. And not only does he not answer the phone, he shouts at them to leave.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's still the same day.
Yes, it's the same day.
That's good, because I was really concerned for Chris here.
But he expects Kenan to be there working, and he's not. Yeah, so it's just Chris like losing his mind playing this video game.
He's losing it. Really great allegory for how people get addicted to devices.
Yeah. Chris strikes me as a kid that like, didn't have sugar growing up.
Wasn't able to watch SpongeBob.
Yeah, and later in life, like he was introduced to them, and you can see why, because he has an obsessive personality.
Yes.
His one thing in his life was groceries, and now it's this.
Kel puts on David Alan Grier's suit, and then David Alan Grier shows up in the hallway.
Yeah, he's like, are my clothes ready? And they're like, yes, David Alan Grier, but just in a moment. I can't mention how much I love that they always call him by his full name.
Yeah.
No one calls him Mr. Grier. No one calls him David. He's always David Alan Grier.
Right. Yeah, no, that's great. I want a name like that.
Cal's like, I can't get this shirt on. It's his pants. Like, Cal's gotten real stupid.
Yeah, Kel, this is why this episode frustrated me so much, because that's not Kel.
Close Encounters was 12 episodes ago. Kel knows what pants are.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's very, he's gotten very stupid.
Yeah, it's just not fair. It's not fair to Kel. It's not fair to us. We know Kel. We know who he is.
And the same thing with everything. Even the scenes that seem to happen on a set feel like they're in like a rush.
Right.
And maybe that's what happens when you're working with so many celebrities.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they have to... You like that screenshot?
What a... My God, he looks so possessed. All these photos will be available at Kenan Kel Podcast. And new memes coming soon.
Oh my God, I'm pulling this up when we do our
interview with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say top 5
Chris moments.
That's definitely one of them. Anyways, they hear David Alan Grier coming to the door. They run into the bathroom.
Kel, in the bathroom, opens up the toilet and appears to almost dive into it.
Yep. Oh, by the way, when David Alan Grier says goodbye to this guy in the hallway, he gives him gives him the up and down.
Yeah.
Like, he's like smiling and then he stops smiling.
David Alan Grier does a very good performance in this.
He does. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, he's nice, and then he's like, suspicious of this weird guy.
Right. He comes in. David Alan Grier enters the room, looks around, turns off the TV. Kenan sees him, and then he's like, "Man, there's no suit in here."
Yeah, he's mad that his suit's not there.
Right. Kel tries to dive in the toilet.
Kenan says, "That's a bad idea, man."
Well, you got a better idea, genius?
Kenan's better idea is to hide in the shower.
Right.
Hypothetically would work if what is about to happen doesn't happen.
Yes, David Alan Grier reaches his hand in, doesn't look, just reaches his hand in, flicks the knob for the shower, and just starts to heat up the water.
Yep, it starts pouring all over Kenan and Kel. And which is this is a fun moment because you see them and it's really very much a virtual camera zoom on them, and they're just trying to not shout that they're being covered with water.
I mean, at this point, they're like, how did they get here? Right? It's like this is just so ridiculous.
You might as well shout now before he gets naked, but they don't, and he gets naked.
Right, and he opens the curtain, sees them, screams, puts on his leopard print robe.
It's a cool robe.
It is cool.
I wish we could sell that at our store.
I wish, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
And then they come out and have a very funny conversation with him.
Yeah. So how does this go, Adam?
Cal's very much like, wait a second, you're not David Alan Grier.
Which
he's
is
like, yes, I am.
It's just he's like, no, you're not. Yes, I am. It's just ridiculous. It's like, are you kidding, Cal?
Yeah, and he's like, I thought David Alan Grier was the guy that sings "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Like, no, that's Britney Spears.
Yeah, we met her downstairs. You turned her hair green.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, man. I thought you were Britney Spears. And he's like, don't worry, I get that all the time.
Really? No.
And he's like, so who are you? And then Kenan does a very handy recap of David Alan Grier's shining performances.
Right. Oh, star in Living Color, Black Man, Jumanji.
Yeah, this part's awesome because David Alan Grier goes up and Boomerang too.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, yeah, Boomerang.
Right. And then Kel goes, oh man, I love your films, man. You're funny. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Wow, what are you doing?
Yeah, and they run away. And as they're leaving, Kel shouts, oh man, I loved you in Jumanji. You were awesome.
And now they're running away, and David Alan Grier has to chase them away.
They run away from the camera, then security's there, and they chase them towards the camera. They do this. Kel does this crazy leap over the couch.
Yep. And then David Alan Grier just kind of chases the security guards, which I think is kind of funny. They run past the couches. Yeah, the green room, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the green room.
People are just hanging out, chatting, and Kenan, and there's some ladies there dressed all nice, and Kenan goes, oh, hello.
Yeah, he's like, hey, ladies, how's it going? And then they show up. The security shows up, chases them away. A real nothing scene.
It says office on this door, and then Kenan goes, oh, we got to go in here. And Kel says, no, but it says staff only. And Kenan's like, oh, don't worry about it. So he opens the door, and I think he actually does hit Kel here by accident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he slams him in the face.
That's funny. And yeah, then they go out on... where does this door lead?
It leads right onto the Julie Brown show.
Yep, the front stage.
Right.
And as the show's going on and being recorded.
Yes. live.
Julie Brown is in the middle of recapping. She's like, "Hey, in other parts of the world, there's currently the Orange Soda Fest going on in Amsterdam."
Like, it's just national news.
Yeah, and she holds up a photo from the event.
It's Roger.
Just being drenched in like
A bottle of orange soda.
bigger than a bottle, like a whole like Gatorade cooler worth of orange soda looks like is hitting him.
And she goes, more like a wig fest. It's so stupid. This is
Dumb talk
this
show
is
stuff.
when making fun of bald people was just like open season.
Yeah, that's the second bald joke this episode, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just
not cool.
That's lame.
So they come out on the curtains, and Julie Brown says, "It seems we have a big surprise for everyone, including myself."
Two complete strangers. They go, "Ooh, Julie Brown."
Yeah, can I get your autograph? And like, they start sitting down like next to them, talking to her and stuff.
They go, "Whoa, this is neat." Kenan grabs a snow globe off her desk. "Oh, I got one of these at home." It's just such a child.
And then the security guys arrive.
Or we met David Alan Grier or something. She goes, "Oh, it's your lucky day."
Yeah, and he's just David Alan Grier arrives. He's like, "Oh, hey, there you are. Can I get your autograph?" He's like, "I'll like sign you right beside your head or whatever."
Right.
They get escorted out of the theater.
Right.
And run away.
And they somehow end up back on the plane.
Kel says, "It was nice of those cops to drive us all the way to the airport."
Yeah, right? Like, why did they do that?
I think they're young. I think they're like, 17, 18,
Right,
and
right,
they're
right.
like, okay, they're just kids. Just let them out.
Yep, too bad. We're never allowed in Hollywood again. And then they go, "Here we go, Amsterdam."
Thank you for joining us on our nonstop flight to Paris, France.
Just ridiculous. I don't even...
I love nonstop flight from California.
Yeah, that's not...
So-
that can't be a thing. I'm going to look up.
I'm not saying for certain, but it's almost on the other side of the world.
Yeah, it's pretty much opposite. LAX to Paris. 21 hours.
I would be surprised. It's long.
That's got...
Okay.
That 21 hours is definitely not that long. But yeah, that's a long ways to go.
Yeah, never mind. I guess that is a flight. And imagine... we were talking about this last episode about the technology of the day. You got nothing.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing.
It's just Kenan and Kel and their own minds just sitting on a plane for 20-some hours. Like, you can sleep a little bit, but what are you going to do?
Right.
No phone, no books even?
Right.
Just wow.
Most of these do have a stop.
And that's the trip. That's the episode.
That's the episode, yeah. Kind of just don't even know what happened to Chris. Don't know what happened to the rest of the Rockmores. But we know that Kenan and Kel ended up in France because they walk out on stage with mini Eiffel Towers and berets.
Yes. Kel's very upset that they didn't get to go to the Orange Soda ride, or they swim in the Orange Soda pool. And Kenan says that his parents and Kyra are still stained orange from it.
Perfect.
So Kenan's excited. He's like, I can get you to this travel thing. Kel, grab a camel, a tent, and a camel crew, and meet me in Mozambique.
Yep. Mozambique.
Come on, Kenan, I'm tired. I want to go on a vacation. Kenan. That's fun. That's the episode. Whose fault do you think this episode was, Kenan's or Kel's?
This episode, honestly, this episode's probably still Kel. Because he got the tickets destroyed.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Kenan snuck him like backstage. But, I don't if you told me that Kel was behind that, I would have believed you.
Right. I mean, Kel made it worse, but Kenan did try to sneak backstage. But he was just trying to get in to see David Alan Grier for his friend Kel, who was going crazy that he wasn't going to be able to see him. So, Kel's fault.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, Kel's fault for the past two. I'm sorry, who knows who got last time? You better tune back in. What do you think of this episode, Aaron, as a whole?
It was fun. It was a little bit more fun than the other episode, but still not... doesn't cut it for me. Not enough main characters. Where's Charla? What if Charla had an interaction with Chris? You know what I mean? Like trying to snap him out of it.
Well, it's weird. You could have put all the Chris and Rockmore scenes in like the first episode,
right?
And then really went all out for Hollywood in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to flash back, and you just do little bits here and there, so it's all right. As a two-parter, we talked about this. As a two-parter, it didn't have to be two parts.
No.
What parts would you trim to make it a single part?
Like I would trim a lot of the airport scenes.
We don't need that many.
Yeah, there's a lot of airport scenes, a lot of time on the plane.
We can literally just have them going to the Orange Soda Fest and get on the wrong plane.
Right.
Just Cal and Kenan at the airport. You don't even need the Rockmores.
I hate that the only thing we saw about the Rockmores in this fictional town of Amsterdam was their hotel room. Like, we should have seen them walking around a little bit.
Yeah, no travel for them?
Right. Just something. They could have had something that would have been funny.
And we don't see Chris, like, failing to get the high score or getting the high score.
Yeah, there's no kind of progress there.
Yeah, there's no resolution there, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, he's just, like, obsessed with it. And there's a lot of time when they're just behind. They, like, broke into the production studio or whatever, and they're just, like, talking to each other.
Yeah, we could literally jump from the whole wall and dog scene didn't have to be there.
Yeah, that was
we could just have them coming in the window.
Just get rid of that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was dumb. But most of the other episodes served a purpose. I don't know, except for some of the scenes where they're just like random extras who are supposed to be like famous people that we don't know. Yeah. It's like, oh hi, like as they're being chased. But no, overall, it was like whatever.
They went to Hollywood. And they definitely did it. I wouldn't like trim like much of the montage in the last one, maybe like half as long. But you see them do a bunch of fun stuff in Hollywood. So once you like checked off that box, I was like,
it gets off to a traditional start, with our with our Rockmore family, and then Chris, and like the Rigbys, and then it just kind of goes off the rails. So
the part I like about this episode is they get into increasingly more trouble.
Yeah.
So at least it builds in that way. But yeah. It was all right. This is kind of a low point in the season.
Agreed.
On IMDb, this episode is ranked right in the middle, 32 out of 62 with a 7.6. Not as good as last week's 8.2 rating. Like, that's top tier Kenan and Kel according to IMDb. Aaron, what would you rate this episode of Kenan and Kel? How many bottles of orange soda would you give it?
I think I'll give it 7.5 because it was a little bit better than the first one, which I gave a 7.
Yeah. I think I like it a little better than the first one, but not like that much more.
Right.
They wasted a lot more of my time. I'm gonna give it a flat 7 again.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's like a 6 plus like a bunch of the fun celebrity cameo stuff.
I like the celebrities, so I'll give them that. It's hard to do, I know, and it was fun. But I think they always think that, we'll have celebrities. We don't have to worry so much about story. It's like, no, that's when you should worry about story. Don't just have them stand there and chase each other around. Like, what is this?
Yeah, and even when you have the celebrity, they're just kind of like, oh, yes, I am the celebrity. How's it going?
Yeah, right.
Like, they don't play characters. They're just themselves.
Yeah. Like, come on. It could have been better. I mean, they're actors.
Yeah, David Alan Grier is my favorite character that they ran into.
Definitely. That was good. So, overall, 7.5, but that was it.
That's their trip to Hollywood. So I don't have any fan mail to read since we did these back to back. Thank you, by the way, for this.
Oh, no problem.
Like, we wanted to do a full true double feature.
We did the double feature.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of Good Burger days when we did all three in the same day.
And these two aired on the same day as well, and I would highly recommend watching both of them.
Yeah. Don't just
like back to back.
Yeah, don't save it. Just watch them together.
Mm-hmm. Skip the 2-minute intro in the beginning, and you're all set.
We have only a few episodes left, Adam. 5 episodes left, with the last one being Two Heads Are Better Than None, the 3-parter.
Yes, so we might only have 8 more traditional episodes. I'm sorry, 7 more traditional episodes. Bye-bye, Hollywood. Next week, let's get into we're getting into Trouble at Home.
Yes, we meet a couple new members of the family, and you are going to meet a new member of our family. Well, not new, but new to the show. And we will introduce you to that person next week.
Yes, so join us next time for Oh Brother.
Oh Brother, Adam. Oh Brother. Until then, everybody, we will see you then. Until then, we'll see you then. Oh, here it goes. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Kenan and Kel with Adam and Aaron. If you want to stay in touch, send us an email at KenanKelPodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a voice message at anchor.fm/KenanKelPodcast. Our social media accounts are all at Kenan Kel Podcast. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks, everybody.